G'day guys, Ride here, your coffee coach. I'm here with Anton from Latte Art Factory. We're going to showcase 2 new products that are amazing for any baristas out there in commercial world, because what it does is take all the pressure away from having to steam milk. We've got behind me one of the functions here is an under-counter unit that actually delivers 2 types of milks on demand at any type. And Anton, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you for having me. So I'd like to introduce you to the Latte Art Factory. This is an automated foaming and dispensing machine. It operates on a unique system referred to as a dry foam system, meaning there's no steaming that actually takes place. Instead, the texture is created and controlled through the use of an air proportional valve. So with a touch of a few buttons, you can create the perfect texture you like. Now, our machine can store up to 2 liquid types per unit, and it can do all alternative milks, dairy milk, and other liquids such as espresso concentrates, teas, and so forth. As you mentioned, we have the 2 units. We have the bar, which is under counter, and the classic, which is above the counter. So that gives the customer the choice to pick the unit depending on the layout of their cafe. We have here a 6-inch digital touchscreen. You can fully customize your recipes. You can have up to 120 recipes on your units, and you can create 32 unique textures. Now, the awesome thing as well is if you just go here, you can actually create multi-layered drinks. So what I mean by that, for example, for a cappuccino, you can have it dispensing for the first 5 seconds at a certain texture, so a more liquidy type foam, and then to finish off, it can be a more solid foam. Right. So that also allows us to do cool things such as nitro cold brew, and mix between different drinks, coffee, iced chocolate, and so forth. We also have ability to access the machine remotely. So as you can see on the home screen here, you have a VPN. If you ever encounter a problem in a cafe, it's as simple as giving the VPN to your technician, and they'll be able to access it remotely. With the ability control the recipes and the volume, that will also mean there's no milk wastage anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
For cafes. So obviously that's a big cost.
Sometimes you get a customer that comes in and goes, I want a 65 degree milk, and you need to go, okay, quickly find that one, because normally we'll do it at 62, and someone goes, no, actually I want a 72 degrees. Okay, I'll scold it for you then, no worries.
It's as simple as pressing 3 buttons. You would come here, milk airflow, and as you can see on my screen, you have the ability to adjust the airflow settings, which obviously determines the texture and the temperature. The temperature can go up to 75 degrees, which is obviously really important in, some, like you said, some people really like their coffee hot. I know my mum does, it has to be very, very hot or she'll return it back. Yeah. So this is obviously something that, our machine can do. As it's a dry foam system, so there's no steaming. That means obviously there's no dilution of the milk, there's no water being injected, but more importantly, it's a massive saving for energy consumption. Why? Because there's no boiling units, thermal block, and instead it gets heated on demand. Right. So what happens is, as it stands right now, the milk is cold, so it's drawing 7 to 20 watts of power, which is as much as a LED light bulb. It only will draw the consumed power when it's heating on demand, and it passes through what's called a flow-through heater, and that heats it up within 200th of a second. Right. So it's a massive energy saving, and obviously that's important in today's market because that's obviously a big cost for a lot of retail stores.
Is it as quick as just pouring the milk into your jug? That's how fast it heats, or is there a little bit of a wait time for it to heat up?
There's no wait time. Like I said, it heats it up within 200th of a second.
So it's literally delivering hot milk at whatever temperature you desire.
Exactly.
Wow.
Whatever temperature, and you can switch from cold to hot. And also I'd like to add, you don't have to pour in the jug. So what I mentioned before about having the multi-layered, so that means you can have recipes for to-go cups. So what I mean by that is, imagine a cappuccino, you'd start off with a more liquidy foam, and then it would finish with a more solid foam. So you can play around with the settings. Like I said, it's very, very customizable, very flexible, the machine. You can create a lot of magic with it.
You don't need to do a latte art, and you're just doing a cappuccino takeaway. You can just pop the cup there and then deliver the milk straight as you need it with the amount of foam that you need it, chuck your chocolate on top, put the lid on and go.
Exactly. Exactly as you said. It's a lot of customers that have a takeaway menu, so specific recipes for to go. Yeah. So it'll be obviously different compared to pouring it right into the jug. So it's really cool, the ability to have 3 layers within a drink. Like I said, one drink that's really popular with us is the nitro cold brew, nitro latte. Yeah. So that's obviously a mixture of milk and concentrate and the different textures.
So let's check it out. Let's try it and see how we go.
to show you now. So we have oat milk stored in this machine, but like I said, each machine you can do 2 liquid types. But I bet you'll never see latte art quality like this with oat milk. As you can see, the steam, it's you can reach really high temperatures. It might be a bit hot for some customers, but it's just showing that it has the ability to, hit the 70-degree mark. Obviously important, especially when you think, especially if there's some time that elapses in between, can still remain, fairly hot.
That's great.
Like this. Right. Do you want to have a go?
I'll have a go, yeah.
As I said, no milk wastage for the barista, which is obviously a massive saving.
Yeah, that is incredible. Like, even like this texture of it, I am not good at pouring with oat milk. Full cream, skinny, lactose-free, much easier to pour than any of the oat milks. But that was super consistent, super silky, much better than if I tried to steam oat on my own, because I would have probably overdone it and ended up with a bit more cappuccino-like foam. That was just perfect to pour with. Yeah, I didn't get a bad result, but that was pretty good. It was really, really easy to just pour. Didn't have to worry about any of the over-texturing. So if you want to practice your latte art as well and really deliver some good latte art to your customers, then you're just focusing on that as opposed to having to worry about, did I let too much air in? Did I overdo it? Did I not put enough in? Did I get the temperature wrong? There are so many things that always, when you're pouring latte art, are messing with your head. So,
exactly. So we let you focus on the latte art. We take care of the whole solution. Milk and other alternatives.
So good. I love the design. I love the footprint. It's so small on your bench, so it still gives you enough room.
And just to add, so for some customers that obviously have high volume, you can connect a second fridge. It can be a custom-made fridge. So it's as simple as we provide you with a connection kit.
How many litres can you store per fridge?
So the unit includes a 4-litre fridge. But like I said, you can obviously attach a second fridge, and that can be custom-made, or we do provide 10-litre fridges.
Right, okay.
So which you can buy through us.
And that 4-litre fridge is, so that's 2 for each milk, or you can decide, I only go through 1 litre of...
Or you can have 2 2-litre canisters, or just the 1 4-litre canister. So whichever one you decide. But if you want to have 2 liquids, you can store 1 liquid in the 4-litre fridge, and then the other liquid in the external fridge, which might be 10 litres or 4 litres, 5 litres, whatever it may be.
So is it very difficult to change over the bladders when you need to change out milk? 2 litres of milk would go pretty quickly in a high volume cafe. Is it hard to quickly access it and to change it over?
5-10 seconds maximum. So it's just as simple as pulling out the canister, pouring the milk in, and pulling it back in. There's nothing really to it. Cleaning is a manual process of approximately 45 seconds. So literally it's as simple as connecting the cleaning tube from the outlet to this plug, putting 2 tablets in the canister, and pressing clean.
So you do that at the end of every shift or whatever?
Every shift, one day. No, whatever lie, the manual process is less than 1 minute. Wow. And it takes about 20 minutes to clean, but it cleans itself. You're going to have to stand next to the machine. You don't have to monitor anything. You can walk away and continue on with your rest of your shift.
So yes, now for the hard question, what does a unit like this go for?
So the retail price starts from 7,950 Australian and goes up to 12,150. So that depending on the model, the bar unit is more expensive and the over-the-counter is cheaper version. So as I said, it's a piece of automation that solves many big problems for businesses, such as milk wastage, rising electricity costs, manual labour, staff training, quality, the ability to add new drinks to the menu. It's a piece of automation that, solves a lot of problems at once.
I can see this being a huge thing, and especially high volume cafes, this is going to really pop off. Well, there you have it. Fantastic device there, delivered by Latte Art Factory for a lot of cafes around Australia. If you're in Australia and you have a cafe or multiple cafes, get in touch with Extracted Espresso Solutions. Ask them about the Latte Art Factory milk dispenser, and they'll be able to do some wholesale deals for you and things like that. All right, well, that's it from me. Thanks very much for talking with us, Antoon. And I'm going to enjoy my latte art on oat milk. And I'm Ride, your coffee coach. And as always, enjoy your brew.